It's 7:40. Let's do this. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, where we focus on all things weather, sponsored by Marco's Pizza, which I know this is Cyber Monday, so they're pulling all the stops out today, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But I want to get to the big story, which is tomorrow. I know there's no consistency in December. By the way, happy Cyber Monday, happy start of meteorological winter. You know, yesterday was the last day of hurricane season, November 30th, but December 1st is the first day of meteorological winter. What does that mean? It means that December, January, February are typically the snow months in meteorology, so we will watch that. I know that astronomically speaking, winter comes a little bit later in the month, by about the third month. But it is going to be a soggy Tuesday expected, and I've got a picture to support it. In fact, several pictures. In fact, let me show you what I'm looking at right now. You can see from the satellite radar, there's still a lot of clouds that still have yet to move in. Sure, we have some mid to high level clouds, but this is just an ongoing process that will take place between now and tomorrow morning. I suspect by the time we hit 4 a.m., boy, that's pretty specific. I know, 4 a.m., the rain you see near Atlanta will be headed to a neighborhood near you. You like that? I worked hard on that. That's what I expect. 4 o'clock in the morning, and then it's going to rain like cats and dogs. You don't like that? How about a super soaker? It's kind of old school. How about like a gully washer, a frog strangler, something like that? It's going to rain hard tomorrow, moderate to heavy at times, and so much so that we'll get about an inch. Some areas on the Outer Banks could get 2 inches by some of the models and the support of that, but it's all going to come down to an end probably about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So it'll go, I think, pretty hard for about 11 hours, and then you'll get a break. So driving home, piece of cake if you can dodge the puddles, but you're not going to dodge the raindrops tomorrow morning. Am I making sense? Trying to do my best. By the way, because it's Cyber Monday, let me just tell you, there's 50% off. Oh, that's the best cyber deal I've seen all day. I've seen 25% off. I've seen 20. I've seen 30% off and a free gift if you do it this way, or free shipping. But I tell you what, the deal of the week that First Warning Live provides you, thanks to our friends at Marco's, is world class. I think it's excellent. World class. 50% off. You get a whole pizza for half the price. WTKR 50 is the promo code. Simply type that in upon checkout, and magically whatever you order, whether it be a pizza, Pozzoli, a pizza bowl, a salad, crazy bread, cheesy bread, whatever you like, it's crazy off, 50% off just this week, so you might want to grab that at marcos.com. And there are 6 participating locations, 3 in Virginia Beach, 2 in Chesapeake, and 1 in Norfolk. If you'd like to win some pizza, we're doing that too. We're going to do that on Wednesday this week. I know this is Thursday, but I have a very special announcement of what I'm going to be doing on Thursday, and I hope you'll support me there too. But Pizza for a Year certificate will be issued or announced on Wednesday this week, and if you haven't registered for this possible, your name gets drawn randomly. WTKR.com/Marcos would love to have you join us. And if you win, you will be one of hundreds of people who have won pizza so far since we started doing this back in May. The Pozzoli is a great, like calzone or stromboli. The Pepperoni Magnifico is one of their classic pepperoni pizzas, but we want to appreciate your support. If you would like to satisfy your appetite, go to WTKR.com/Marcos. Now, just to give you an update, this Thursday, yours truly will be doing the weather at Regent University. Regent, what do you know about Regent? Well, they've got their Christmas Village. You mean that thing they had before COVID? Yes, the same one. You may have already seen some of the commercials on our TV airways, but I'm going to be there. I'm excited about this. They've got live nativity. They got everything. They got the Christmas Village coming back. They did, I think, in 2017, 2018, but then it stopped because of COVID, and now they're bringing it back. So this is the special Thursday that I'm going to be there. So it would be very difficult for me to manage traffic, pick up all the equipment, and get back and do the stream. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So hopefully that's my item up for at least an announcement of technical things that I've been working on. Now, as far as the rain is concerned, you're probably, how much rain are we really going to get? Well, pick out your favorite town. This is the GFS model, and it's the 18Z run for weather nerds. It would suggest about 1.5 inches for the eastern shore, maybe 1.4 for the Outer Banks. So about an inch, I think, is reasonable. Just because these numbers come out of the computer doesn't mean that means it's going to verify, but it's pretty good. I think it's about an inch for the south side, maybe a little bit less for areas inland Virginia and inland North Carolina. But I do think it'll be a bit warmer in the Outer Banks. This model, which is the European model, puts over 2 inches in Nags Head, and much less amounts, right? I mean, you got 0.6 in Cape Charles on the Euro, but you got, what, 1.5 on the latest GFS. Well, what is that? Well, if you add them up, blend them together, you're probably looking at about an inch, right? So this is, I think, is just going to depend on where these showers, and I should say heavy rain showers, take up residence. Where they develop is where we're going to have some issues perhaps tomorrow with some big puddles, that's for sure. I got a note from Kim Thompson-Jones. She's on here, but I think this was actually, this was back on the 28th of November. So I'm looking at an old note, but she says she's watching it, and I think now that I realize what she was watching was related to Team Snow. Are you on Team Spring, Team Summer, or on Team Snow? Because some who watch this really are pulling for some snow, and I got some snow in the forecast this Friday. What? I haven't heard that one. That's new to me. Stay with me. I'll cover it all. I promise I'll cover it all. But I do want to note, this was a note that Kim left a couple days back. We might as well get some snow, she says, with those cold temps in January. Oh, and we're going to talk about the sudden stratospheric warming event and how that relates to a very cold winter. I think this is the December to remember, because it's going to be cold going right into January. That I can assure you. All right, let me get back to the maps here as I'm going to reload some new comments. If there are any new comments, this is your chance. I don't want to leave you out, but this is your chance to shine and have your voice magnified as best I can. I can put it up on the screen using the equipment that I have in front of me. I do have some notes here. Look at this. Look at these notes. They're coming in. I love it. I got 7 so far. I got an Ambler wants to know, what does Thursday look like? Oh, good question. I think Thursday looks okay, partly to mostly cloudy. I think it's dry, but we will get some, there's no consistency here, Ambler. It's one of those things where every day is going to be different. So tomorrow, rainy, rainy, rainy. Today was kind of chilly with sunshine. Wednesday is going to be chilly with sunshine, and then we'll slowly cloud up on Thursday, partly to mostly, before we bring in some snow, a little bit of wet snow, just to keep us honest on Friday morning. And it's not going to be like Veterans Day. Veterans Day, we had it in the pre-dawn hours. Many of you remember, or maybe you didn't, maybe you slept through it, but we got 0.2 inches of snow in Norfolk on Veterans Day morning. You don't believe me? It's true. Just believe me, if you were here, you knew, but if you slept through it, I can't help you. We're going to see another event like that on a Friday morning, but it could still be snowing at 10 a.m., and that will cause alarm. Even though half inch may fall, then it goes over to rain. So it'll go from wet snow to rain on Friday. I got all this to talk about, and I haven't even got to the Tuesday planner. So let's go ahead and get there first. So tomorrow, buckets, buckets, buckets. It's just a miserable, and I mean, this isn't even hyperbole, a miserable Tuesday morning for drivers trying to get to work or school on time. So if you give yourself that extra 10 minutes, my recommendation, maybe you need 20, but an extra 10 minutes just to get in through the traffic and the puddles and the slowdowns, you'll be thanking me later. Maybe 49 to 56. We'll get into the 50s, but then we cool back down. Because when did I say the rain would start? 4 a.m. When did I say it would likely end? 2 to 3 p.m. So I don't have rain happening here. It's much drier. Sun's down now at full 48. Doesn't get much shorter. Those early sunsets don't get much worse than they do now for the first couple of days of December because of the curvature of the earth and many other reasons I won't go into now. But clearing skies turning cooler, 44. That is what I expect for your Tuesday planner. Rain chances, full stop, 100%. Man, that's pretty confident. So if I don't get rain, what do I get? Well, what you get is 50% off your pizza. But I will say you will get 100% chance of rain. That means you're going to get rain. Rain will fall, but it may not happen the entire day. Like I said, it should taper off at 3 p.m., maybe 4 p.m. for some others if there's a remnant shower. But I do see it dry on Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday's dry, Thursday's dry. This will start with wet snow. Ooh, I like snow. Maybe I'll make a snowflake there. And then it'll go to rain. That's my raindrop. And then it's just rain on Saturday, 40% chance. I've got a lot to cover. I just tell you what, it's amazing how all this, and this is over the next 5 days. So we're trying to keep it real and keep it moving. I got a note from, it looks like Miss Pace. Do I have a new face on here? Miss Pace, I want to say hi to you. Says, hi, everybody. Great to have you here. Hope you have happy leftovers. Happy Cyber Monday. Hope you're getting all the deals that you want. Now, the one deal you haven't maybe participated in is the half off your pizza or the free pizza. That's the best deal. And I think given the fact that Marcos did communicate to me and said, let's do the 50% off anything in their store, anything at marcos.com, because people are probably tired of turkey and they're ready for pizza. So there you have it. And you probably have been spending a lot on Small Business Saturday, Black Friday, and all the other days. What was yesterday? I guess it was a secondhand Sunday, something like National Secondhand Sunday, but tomorrow's Giving Tuesday. Will there be anything left to give? That's what I say. I think we should move Giving Tuesday for Salvation Army, United Way. I think that should be the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. That way you have money left over. You could start giving and then buy presents, but that's just me. They don't listen to me, whoever makes these rules or makes these names. I just wanted to share that with you. All right, so we talk about the chance of rain very, very high tomorrow, and then it dries up on Wednesday, Thursday. Here are my headlines, and this is kind of answers a little bit of what Ambler was asking. What's it going to do on Thursday? More clouds, turning milder. We should be around 53. 53 on Thursday. That's what I expect here. 53 for the high, which is kind of mild, given the fact that tomorrow, Wednesday is going to be about 45. That's kind of chilly. But this will be about 56, right? Temperatures are going to actually rise overnight tonight, so I'm only concerned about the rain. I am not. You notice I didn't worry about a wintry mix tonight, even though some temperatures right now, Suffolk, Franklin would suggest maybe it could be because it's really cold. It's like 31, 30 right now, but temperatures will rise. As the clouds roll in, temperatures will come up overnight. So we're looking for a cold rain for some areas, but I'm not expecting a mix, at least not this go around. Next go around might be Friday, and that might be a better chance we have seeing some wet snow changing over to some rain. Now, rain returns tomorrow. We'll call it widespread, and it's dry with sunshine and cool on Wednesday. Now, for those of you who maybe have family that stuck around an extra day, didn't want to leave on Sunday because for whatever reason, let's face it, yesterday was the busiest travel day, I think, on record. I mean, we're seeing a lot. And they had some big issues, not in the southeast, because all those green plains mean everything is pretty much on time. Not perfect, but less than 15 minutes. Where there's still an issue is Chicago. Well, isn't that funny? Hey, I think you said so. Didn't you say last Monday that Chicago would get a snowstorm? I did. In fact, I said they'd get 6 to 12 last Monday, a week ago. And then on Tuesday, I was looking at the National Weather Service that covers Chicago, and they were like, limited snow risk. I'm like, limited? What's limited? About 8.4 inches. That's what they got. And because traffic has a memory, you know, like when someone slows down half a mile ahead of you, suddenly all the cars start slowing down. Well, now they got 82-minute delay in Chicago, even at this hour. So they had their big snow on Saturday. So now there's probably still a little bit of snow in the area today. It's not looking good for Chicago O'Hare, and other parts of the Midwest have had some challenges, I'm sure, too. Morning low temperatures. Here we go. 40 for tomorrow morning. We might actually rise much higher than that. Like I said, I got us around 49 degrees at 7 a.m., so something's going to go up, right, and go back down, but it's been falling in the last couple of hours because we really don't have clouds that are very, very thick. Now, 33 Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, back to around 40 come Saturday morning for overnight lows. The temperature trend takes us to 56, 45, 53, 46. There's no consistency here. That's what I was trying to point out. It's up, it's down, and without any consistency, this is the time where people say, oh, I'm getting sick, I got a sore throat because this weather is killing me. Just take care of yourself, right? I don't know if that means orange juice or vitamin C or whatever you got to do to make sure that you and your family are cared for, because it's going to feel like a roller coaster without any consistency over the next 5 days. And this December, I think winter's on. I know this is the first day of meteorological winter. We'll see what happens. Locally, some of you are like, I'm interested to know when's it going to rain. Well, that's tomorrow at around 4 o'clock in the morning, and it'll last till about 3 in the afternoon, so sometimes moderate to heavy. Got a couple of notes here. Ms. Pace is asking a follow-up question. Ooh, are we going to have a white Christmas this year? Well, Ms. Pace, I have not made that call so much so as I definitely think it's cold for Christmas. So to make that assessment 24 days in advance, if I were that good, I'd be on Wall Street or working in Vegas. I'm not that good in that kind of prediction, but I can expect that it will be cold enough for snow, and we might have several rounds of flakes before we even get to Christmas. So if it snows around Christmas, I think the confidence for me is growing, and I can support that with more evidence coming up in just a moment. But I appreciate the question. I got a note from Taj. Hi, he says, Taj is on here. Did he come through? I think he's about to come through. He says, this is it right here. It's raining. Well, maybe it will be raining soon, tomorrow morning. And I got some other notes from Kim Thompson-Jones. She's on here, and she wants to wish everybody good evening, David, and First Warning Live friends. I like our initials, our FWL. Thank you so much. Let me keep moving. It is now 7:54. I want to keep this in context. I want to keep this in perspective. Normal high is 58 this time of year. So why am I getting widespread rain, Aldrich? Easy, right? We've got a low that's coming up from the south and west. It's a southern slider, going to drop some serious snow for some areas in maybe upstate New York, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. I don't live in upstate New York, Pennsylvania, or Ohio. Then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Put your fingers in your ears like I like to do when something doesn't necessarily affect me. What do we all do? We did it since we were a kid. La, la, la. Now, if you're not on Team Snow, don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain or the snowflake behind these states, because that's what they're getting tomorrow. We, however, 7 a.m., getting some serious rain. And because of the fact we finished November 1.44 inches below normal, we were about half of a typical November. November, I think, is 3.10. We were about half of the rainfall for the month of November. We could use this rate. If we get an inch and a quarter, that'd be beneficial. And we're going to get this round coming in just when you're trying to get to work or school tomorrow. I know what you're thinking. Boo, that's not what I want to hear. But if I don't tell you about it, what good am I doing here? I'm trying to help you know that even through 3 o'clock, some of this rain will slowly slow down and then work its way out of the picture like so. So by the time we hit 7 a.m. Wednesday, we've got a slice of nice. Nice in the fact that it's sunny. And in this time of year when so many people suffer from seasonal mood disorders and they feel like I need some sunlight, you'll get plenty of it. When? On Wednesday. Wednesday's looking good, although the high will be around 45. So it's going to be a colder day on Wednesday compared to tomorrow when we're generally in the 50s, low 60s. Lows today, are you ready for this? 39, I believe is our current temperature. It's an upside down day. We did have 48, but that occurred precisely at 1:28 a.m. 128 and 39 is our current temperature. So actually the low was 40. That occurred during the morning at 8:33. So it's kind of one of these situations where you get cold fronts that come in, and as the temperatures descend, the Weather Service has to keep records based on a 24-hour period. So if it happened to hit 48, which it did, I believe it did, let me go there. Yep, 48. That occurred at 1:28 this morning. So it was in the pre-dawn hours. So we're going to get rain in the pre-dawn hours. We had a high temperature today in the pre-dawn hours. The record high 78, set back in 1991. But tomorrow, it's going to be we'll climb back up in the mid-50s. Yesterday, we were at 65 in Norfolk. 65 was the high yesterday, and we had a few showers. Now, as these current conditions indicated here from our METARs, these are the airport observations that pilots typically look at the METAR codes. They can see that maybe it looks mostly clear in Franklin, but I would assume it is clear below 5,000 feet. Above 5,000 feet, there's probably some high clouds virtually everywhere at this hour, and that's okay. Now, we've talked about the polar vortex on here and how this may relate to your Christmas and New Year's, to your Hanukkah and your New Year's start to 2026. When we talk about the air, the Arctic air over the North Pole, thanks to Santa, polar vortex rotates counterclockwise, but suddenly, when you get a sudden stratospheric warming event, there's a displacement. This will often go in reverse. It will actually go in the other direction and push some of that cold air down. And when I say down, I mean down to the Great Lakes, and in some cases, down into Hampton Roads and Northeast North Carolina. Now, I've been showing some maps, which I'm going to go deeper and further here, show you the latest, is that when warm air rises, cold air sinks. And nothing spells that more than when you're looking at the stratosphere, which runs from 6 miles to 31 miles up. That's a big range. But what I'm going to show you is a map about 11 miles up, or 70 millibars. And this is today's map. It shows it's very, very warm and toasty, well north of Lake Superior. And you might be thinking, what does that mean? Could we zoom in a little bit tighter? Sure. I mean, not only does it show red, it's going into the brown. So it's like in fuego. I mean, it still might be like negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit, or negative 40 degrees Celsius. It's still very, very cold. But relative to where the stratosphere would typically be, it's very, very warm. And so the colors there in orange and red would suggest the stratosphere is warming up rapidly. And if I change this over to blue so you can see it, it's going to take about 30 to 40 days, before some of that cold air comes down. And they say, wait a minute, that looks like warm air. You're confusing me. Come back on camera a second. As I said before, warm air rises, cold air sinks. And so you're going to get a sudden burst of cold air that's going to be prevailing right into the new year. Because this, if you look back at my first map and you look at this map over here, let me fly this back in, you can see that it has today's date. It has the December 1st date. So 30 days from now would take you around New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, right? So we're going to have a very cold start, most likely, very cold start, most likely, as we start 2026. What does this mean for your heating costs? It means they're probably going to go up. Right? If you have the need for firewood, stock up. If you have the need to figure out, okay, I got to figure out how to get on a budget with my heating expenses, I suspect that the month of December will be a December to remember, simply for the fact that it's going to be super cold. Whether we get a white Christmas or a white New Year's or a white, who knows, down the road, we'll see. There's still some snow potential. I think we're in that 3 to 7 inch plus amount. I said that back at the end of October. I think it was the 28th of October. I made a prediction before we even got the snow on Veterans Day. I said we'd probably get 3-7 plus. But we'll wait and see how that plays out. I'll put this back into motion here. This is the upper air pattern over the next 10 days based on the European model. And you can see some of that cold air in purple. It just wants to come down, and eventually it makes it to Virginia Beach. What day is that? That's Tuesday the 9th. My 7-day forecast doesn't even go out to Tuesday the 9th, but I can almost assure you it's going to be a lot colder than it is on Monday the 8th. This cold air aloft is going to mean some very cold air as we head down the road. Just be prepared. Another way to look at this same map, different camera angle, it just shows you how it continues to spin in like particular lobes. So we're going to continue to see that happen over time. Now our high temperature today I mentioned was 48. The record high is 78 in 1991. I did put together, because I was running out of space over here, I had to cheat because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess the 5th week for Norfolk's November. But these numbers are accurate, so I'll put this on the screen. We had one normal day. We finished about a degree below normal. I would say it was near normal, because here over here is negative 0.4. So if you add up all the highs, all the lows, and the departure from normal was near normal. It was a practically normal month, despite the fact that we had 16 below normal days, we had 13 above normal days. The one normal is here, it was 61, that's the normal high on that particular day, and we had 65 yesterday, which is kind of fractured into that particular calendar day yesterday. That was the 30th. But we had a fair share of 70s, a couple of 70s in fact. I had one here, we had one here, we had quite a few 70s in the month of November, but then again it got quickly replaced sometimes with a 45, and that made it very, very cold. I believe that was also Veterans Day, the day we had some snow. 24-hour temperature change right now, it's pretty cold, because I mentioned we hit 65 yesterday, so Virginia Beach right now is 24 degrees colder now than it was this time yesterday. Chesapeake surpasses that at 28, Melfa at 17, Kitty Hawk's 12 degrees colder, Manio's 10, and Edenton's coming in at 21, and Elizabeth City 21 degrees colder now than you were this time yesterday. So where are we right now? Well, we're 39. Well, you said we'd get down to 40 tonight. Yeah, we're at 39, but I suspect it'll be about upper 40s by the time you wake up tomorrow, because these numbers are bottoming out now this side of midnight. Once we get on the other side of midnight, many of these temperatures may start to rise. They either hold steady or they'll slowly begin to rise. Tonight's low is about 29 in Franklin, 37 in Edenton, 36 Cape Charles. I have us at 40 in Norfolk, but that's already off by 1 degree. About 33 Moyock, 33 Smithfield. Temperature forecast takes us as we move forward in time. You can see the fact that we do dip, but we rise again. And then by the time we hit the rest of tomorrow, that's 3 in the afternoon, you can see temperatures are either in the 50s, if not the 40s. Here's the satellite radar picture. This is the storm system we're watching. You can clearly see, if you have family out west, there's a little bit of wintry mix, maybe some snow and rain across the Pacific Northwest. There's some snow moving through Idaho and Montana, maybe some snow showers up there. But for us, we're watching closely what's going to be coming up from Alabama, from Mississippi, and from Louisiana as it heads toward Virginia Beach. Got some other comments. I want to say hi to you. Ooh, I got Taj Brown. He's looking for weather trivia. Well, I didn't actually load that today. I should have loaded that today. But my question to you, I think the trivia question related to how many hurricanes we had this year. And if you know the answer readily, I can tell you if you're right or wrong. It's either 5, 7, or 10. If you want to take a guess, how many hurricanes did we have this year I'll give you the best guess that I can remember, and then we can revisit that either this live stream or tomorrow when I have all my ducks in order. I got a note from Desia Pace saying thank you, my pleasure, doing my best to keep you all informed. And let's see here, who else is on this call that hasn't normally seen, but I see Taj. Taj is wanting to wish everybody a happy Cyber Monday. Glad to have Taj here, very much so. Okay, so we talked about the rain. It's all headed in this direction. That's why we have a 100% chance of rain tomorrow. And if you look at the rainfall amounts, this kind of tells the story. We've only picked up 1.66 for the month of November. That gives us a deficit. Maybe I should make this yellow. Yellow would be better, Aldrich. It's easier to read. In some cases, yes. We were like 1.44 below normal. So if we get an inch of rain tomorrow, I think that would help. Don't you think that would help? I think it would. And if we get a little bit less, then that's okay. We got 1600s yesterday, and we had 1600s the Saturday before that. On Saturday, Saturday before that, so going back a week or so. Temperatures right now, 29 in Suffolk is awfully cold, 39 in Norfolk, and when all that rain's coming this way, you might say, well, it looks like it's going to be freezing rain. Fear not, temperatures will rise as we head on the other side of midnight, and I'm expecting the rain to get in here around 4 a.m. 43 right now in Knoxville in East Tennessee. A shout out to all those who are on Cyber Monday in the volunteer state. Want to say hi to you. If you're in Pittsburgh, if you have family in Richmond, maybe you have family in Hatteras, or you're in Hatteras. Virginia Beach right now 37. We got 36 degrees currently in the Big Apple, where they've got, of course, all the Christmas decorations in place, I'm sure, by now. As you can see, the cold air, boy, is it bleeding down here. I got 16 in Minneapolis right now. 16 in Minneapolis is pretty cold when it's only, 7 o'clock Central, and Minneapolis, St. Paul at 16 degrees. Now you can see the really cold air in white coming down from Canada, and it's coming down, and it'll come down in stages. So this takes us through December 6th, December 7th, as it's now going to continue to show signs of keeping it warm, maybe out west, but over here, we're going to be battling the cold, maybe an occasional mild day as it goes from mild to cold, and it could very well cycle through that pattern for the next 10 days. I suspect we will see that opportunity. And we'll get more to the snow here in just a moment. So here's the expectation from the Climate Prediction Center. You mean we've got one of those? Yes, it's part of NOAA. They come out with their supercomputers, and they're pretty convinced if you like above normal temperatures, you'll love California, Vegas, and Arizona for the 9th through the 15th. 9th through the 15th. So if you're doing traveling that time frame, or maybe you're waiting to put up your tree or your holiday decorations for later, and you're like, I need it cold to put out the Christmas lights. Well, fine. It'll stay cold later on this month. December 9th through the 15th, and very cold across New England is the expectation. Now tomorrow, you'll notice it says 100% chance of rain in Onancock, Bloxham, Saxis, and Chincoteague. That's pretty high. Pair of fives, 55 in Bloxham, 55 in Onancock, Exmoor, and Cape Charles. A rainy day tomorrow. Now, we'll likely get up into the low 60s for Manio, Nags Head, low to mid 60s for Kill Devil Hills and Duck. And if you're further south of Wanchese, you're down toward Rodanthe, for example. 100% chance of rain, 63, while they're at 67 in Ocracoke and Hatteras. We mentioned the Storm Prediction Center. We like to cover these colors for the very reason that if there are severe thunderstorms in the mix, would you like to know about it? And I always say yes. There's one little hot spot in the country. I would place this probably pretty close to Destin, Florida, between now and 7 in the morning. That appears to be where they've got this colored. But the Storm Prediction Center has places like Pensacola, like Destin, like Panama City, under that opportunity for an isolated severe storm, but nothing going on elsewhere. Looks good across the rest of the country. Now tomorrow, Tuesday, that chance of isolated severe weather goes back toward to the east in the Panhandle of Florida. This covers Tallahassee, Panama City again, and just at the doorstep of Gainesville, Florida, near the University of Florida. But that's isolated if it occurs at all. For us, though, the severe weather threat is nothing, and really nothing to see in the lower 48 come Wednesday. So this is the widespread rain we talked about tomorrow. Boy, is it going to be messy. I can't underscore or emphasize enough, if you have the ability to set your alarm 10 minutes early, if the worst thing happens and it's not raining, it will, and it's not raining, you say, oh, I'll just get some coffee. But give yourselves 10 minutes extra just so that you can deal with the traffic, because invariably when it rains hard, everybody slows down and the traffic, it becomes like you're at a crawl. So maybe getting up 10 minutes early could actually benefit you down the road. I hope it does, but this is the 7 a.m. expectation. That's the 2:30, 3 o'clock expectation where most of the heavy rain's pulling away. And then by tomorrow night, we're clearing out and we got a nice day I mentioned on Wednesday. Now, this is the futurecast. This gets really good if you're a visual person like me. If you like to see it up and close, here it is. Notice the winds tonight are light, and at 11 o'clock, we're clouding up. But you said it was going to rain at 4 o'clock. I know I did. I know. This is 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. Where's the rain? It's down here. Down toward Raleigh. It's now moved into southern Bertie County. That's 3 a.m. You said it'd be raining at 4. Okay, it's 4. Is that good enough? How's that for timing? That looks pretty good. That's impeccable. Oh, it's not raining in Williamsburg or Exmoor. Okay, give me some wiggle room. But it is raining on this model by 4 o'clock in the morning in Norfolk and Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Franklin, Suffolk. Most of us are getting rain at 4, if not 4, certainly by 5, and it works to the eastern shore by 6. So 6 in the morning, it's raining in Onencock, Cape Charles, and Exmoor. And look at the heavy rain in yellow. Is that heavy rain? It is heavy rain in yellow. It's even heavier in orange. Do I see any areas in red? Oh my goodness, looks very heavy in Edenton, Chowan County, Perquimans, Pasquotank County, Currituck, Camden. Everybody's getting heavy rain. That's at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's the worst time for drivers trying to get into work. Is that 6, 7, 8 o'clock time frame. So that's why I said 10 minutes. It's not gonna hurt, but it may not. If you're running late tomorrow, just naturally, and you got to deal with this, that's a headache and a half, I'd say, because of all the puddles. Right, it comes down pretty vigorously right through 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and the rain coming up out of the south. Then we move into midday tomorrow, and it's another wave. Sure, the rain might have slowed down in intensity because I don't see so much yellow there. But now, by midday into 2, it comes back and then it's trying to clear out. And even when you think it's done, there's a little bit of a spoke there, a little on the way out the door sprinkle or shower at 5 p.m. on this model. So it's going to take a while. But once we get to dark, once we get after dark tomorrow, we'll see the clouds start to clear out and we have a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday. So whatever your Wednesday plans are, just make sure the jacket's close by. Now I want to show you what the snow looks like. It says late week rain. I guess we could add the word late week rain and maybe some snow mixed in, because this would definitely appear to be snow with maybe a little bit of a mix in pink across parts of North Carolina, where it's maybe a rain-snow mix. But I would fully expect, and what's amazing is this is happening at 10:30. So it's not like Veterans Day. I don't want to keep drawing that parallel, because if you remember Veterans Day, it happened while many of us were asleep at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and then pretty much dried up by the time the sun came up. I don't think we'll be that lucky. If you're on Team Snow, I don't think you're like, yes, that's lucky, because this is at 10:30, and it looks like it's snowing potentially pretty good in much of southern Virginia and northern sections of North Carolina. That would seem to me, based on the modeling, that this was mainly an event for areas in eastern Kentucky. It looked like it wanted to skip Knoxville, but Knoxville is used to the horseshoe effect anyway. But this southern slider is going to come up here. I think you've got the potential for at least a half inch to fall with much less to stick. Somebody asked me in the afternoon meeting, they said, do you think it's going to stick? I said, in the moment it will. See how I did that? In the moment it will, but once it gets washed down, not with Mountain Dew or with a beverage, it's going to get washed out by rain. It's all going to disappear. So, and that can illustrate what that looks like. Boom, see how it goes all to green. So by the time you get past 1 o'clock in the afternoon, well, it looked like it was really coming down on the hood of my car. Okay, so it does. That's called winter, my friend. But sometimes these things can change, and sometimes it can be a little bit of sleet thrown in there as well, because it's very rare to go from snow to rain without some kind of in-between stage. So we could have little icy pellets, a little sleet, as it transitions back to all rain. So it could get a little messy. That would be Friday morning's dilemma. But let's get through tomorrow first, because we've got a bigger dilemma, and that would be your Tuesday super soaker. All right, so that's the late week rain. Let's continue on. Snowfall potential from Friday. I thought I'd show it to you because it's worth showing to you. This puts where the snow would appear to be. It even makes it to Raleigh, right? You mean Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill could get some snow this Friday? Yep. It misses on Knoxville, but it does maybe make it into eastern Kentucky and southwest Virginia, Roanoke for sure, but it looked like it was right on the doorstep of Elizabeth City, but certainly a better chance for Williamsburg, Matthews County, Franklin, Ahoskie, and Bertie, maybe a few flakes, right? Half inch or less may fall, but even less would actually ultimately stick. Now, low temperatures tonight and into tomorrow may be around 40 or rising, but I do expect the rising aspect will be there. 29 Franklin might be an early evening low, 29 Conway, 32 Gloucester, and about 33 Moyock, 35 Chesapeake. Obviously, some of these values may have to fall before they rise. Tuesday afternoon, we're up to about 56, 60 North Carolina. I got 54 for Portsmouth, 62 for Duck, and only 46 for Gloucester. So we're going to have some warm air transport, as we call warm air advection, coming in from the south and east. So you're going to find some areas down here in green in the upper 50s, low 60s, where it's sharply colder on the northwest side of it, and said that's the way it goes. I have it at 56 Norfolk, 62 Corolla, and Nags Head at 63 for a high temperature tomorrow. Here's your first warning. WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. 45 Wednesday, 53 on Thursday. Thursday's the big day for the Christmas Village at Regent University. Very excited that I get to go and participate. It's my first one, obviously. It's the first one that they've had since COVID. I did describe Friday as wet snow to rain. You can see some of those snowflakes in there, but I also have a little snowflake here too. So if you remember from the upper air pattern, it looked like we had the potential for some really cold air coming on Tuesday the 8th. Tuesday the 9th, excuse me. Monday is the 8th. Tuesday the 9th. So these numbers could actually fall from this value at 46 and 35. There could be a little interesting snow shower or two mixed in as well there. But Saturday looks warm enough that if you're making your Saturday plans, it would be nothing but rain. We start around 40. We finish around 52. And Sunday looks really good. Mostly sunny, about 49 degrees is my expectation. I want to end with some happy shots. I want to thank our WTKR photographers group. Brian Smith captured this great picture from Colonial Williamsburg with the drone. Bassett Hall, which I understand from his post, this used to be from, I believe it was the 1700s. It was back when Rockefeller's old house used to be. So there you have it. So the Colonial Williamsburg picture is beautiful. Thank you from Brian. Mr. Wen captured this Virginia Beach sunrise with the bird at the top. I love it. And you can see the ocean there in the foreground. He always has great photos, as is our friend Bradley Fullwood, a Fort Monroe sunrise. Thank you so much, Bradley, for capturing that beautiful picture as well. So just to recap, widespread rain tomorrow, 56, won't stay there long. That might come late morning and then get gradually colder tomorrow afternoon. Chilly sunshine on Wednesday at 45 and Thursday at 53. I know it's Cyber Monday, and if I didn't mention this, I will go ahead and do this. You can get 50% off your pizza right now. We are going to be giving away free pizza on Wednesday this week because of my appearance at the Christmas Village. All you have to do to get the pizza half off is use this promo code. And since you're in a Cyber Monday mood anyway, have your significant other pick up some pizza while they're out there doing some errands. You get the whole pizza for half the price. Love it that Marco's is so generous that they wanted you to have that after a holiday of Thanksgiving. Participating contest locations, these are the 6 locations that will give you half off your pizza. And if you'd like to win 100% off your pizza, go to WTKR/Marcos. We're giving away free pizza this Wednesday, where you would earn, if you win, if you're randomly selected, 1 large, 1 topping pizza every month for a year for free, and that would start with this month, and then you would get 11 pizzas for free going into next year, right through November of 2026. So there's some opportunities there if you want. If you're not familiar with Marco's, they've got a great calzone or Pozzoli type food. They call it Pozzoli. It's fantastic for lunch. I had one last night actually with a Greek salad. Love it. Pepperoni Magnifico is also delicious, but all you have to do is go to WTKR/Marcos. We'd love for you to win, and we're going to announce those winners coming up on Wednesday. So let me reset. Just want to remind you, it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or if it's serious. And it might be seriously heavy rain tomorrow, but we'll get through it. We're a hardy bunch. Just know that every day we're given as a gift. Make sure you make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you here tomorrow. Take care.